So, good morning, Team Steam. Good morning, Ramon Scott. Happy winter solstice.
Oh, wow. Is that what it is? I
It
just thought it
is.
was cold.
First day of winter. We have made it. I always wanted to go to like the Mayan ruins to witness, the suns aligning through the temples. I always thought that would be really cool. I made it to some of the ruins in Mexico, but not for any of the big days, So I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things that I'd like to do one day when I
You're so
retire.
culturally aware. I didn't even know it was the first day of winter. I guess it's the 21st. I see that now.
It is it.
Uh, Feels like, ever since I moved to Vegas now, it feels like every day's winter
Me too.
already, but I'm not used to it. But that's okay. And speaking of weather, we'll talk NFL today on the show, Mindy.
Right.
Talk about the games from Saturday, and we already previewed, of course, Thursday night's game. We previewed today's bowl game already on a previous show. So go back and check out the Tony's Picks YouTube channel for that preview of today's game, South Alabama and Western Kentucky. And speaking of NFL, Mindy, I know a lot of people filing into the chat here. We're getting ready to start the show, and uh, I'm sure maybe people already caught word. We're all big sports fans, probably catching up on the latest news. But Franco Harris has passed away, and just the timing of it is just such a disappointment. We're getting ready for this weekend's game. The big featured television game of the week was going to celebrate the Immaculate Reception, the 50-year
Right.
anniversary. Franco, the protagonist of one of the most famous plays in NFL history. Uh, he was going to also have his jersey retired. The Steelers don't retire jerseys, really. I mean, they've retired only two in their history, and you're talking about arguably the greatest franchise. I mean, the Niners, the teams that won championships, but maybe Steelers were the, Packers, Steelers, Niners, right? In order, maybe. And they don't retire jerseys. They do take numbers out of circulation, but they really had kind of refrained from retiring numbers. And Franco passes away at 72. Uh, for me, just a little bit too early for me to remember that play, but for someone who, even in the single digits, when you're starting to get the hunger for sports and you like it, and they show kind of the famous plays of all time from, when I wasn't either alive or, not conscientious, if you will, or cognizant, I guess, a better word,
Right.
as you're a young person. But certainly one of the earliest plays I remember seeing, because, when you look back, you only saw like a few great highlights. There wasn't many things to look at back then with videos and all that, where, we'll always remember plays throwing the ball back to the wrong team and getting touchdowns and stuff like that. But Franco Harris today, folks, and we like seeing your comments in there about Franco. But they were going to honor him, and he was just on Mike and the Mad Dog show yesterday for a half an hour talking about what a great weekend it was going to be, and that in the big game, certainly on Christmas Eve, the night game.
Yeah, but I mean, one of the great guys for, pro football, right? I mean, he
Ambassador, right? I mean,
well, yeah, but he always made himself available. He made
yeah,
himself available to young kids, especially in the Pittsburgh area. I mean, his foundation was to help, inner city kids go to the better high schools and colleges. I mean, so really, I think, a good guy for sports, a true hero to the young kids that can look up to and want to, emulate this guy. I mean, I think he is one of the good guys in football. And unfortunately, he was a couple days, short of, seeing the jersey retired and such. But what a great career.
and that's going to really put, uh, you know, sorrow into the game, but also
Right.
they'll honor him, and it's going to be, you know, the night before Christmas, the last game we're going to watch this weekend, and instead of it's changed the tone of the watching the game. I mean, I'm not going to say take the Steelers or anything like that against the Raiders in the game, but it'll definitely bring a different tone to the telecast and all that. And I'm not saying that I'm looking forward to that now. That's a terrible thing to say, but I think being able to honor. I had a Franco jersey when I was a
Oh
kid.
yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
for
Yeah,
sure, for
cool.
sure. They didn't make them quite like they do now, but it's probably like a T-shirt
Right?
or
Yeah,
something.
the mesh ones, the
Yeah.
tearaways.
Hey, thanks to everyone joining us in the chat. We'll talk about the weather, like Mindy is, and Rick says he's going to take off. He had to take off. He's giving you a bowl pick tonight, but Rick, if you see this, if you haven't already taken off, thanks a lot. Uh, good morning to everyone. Good day for Team Steam yesterday, Mindy. Another winning day. I think we're pretty hot right now.
That's right.
7:50 yesterday. We'll go over
And
to
I think we're mostly like fashionably late, right? Isn't that what the old saying is?
uh, Butterscotch coming in with some plays early. I want to mention right now, Mindy, with part of our new feature, but the steam that's already come in, I'll kind of report it when we get to that. But I just want to touch on one game right now that's moved within the last 5 minutes, and that would be the Dallas Mavericks and Minnesota Timberwolves going
Okay.
over 228. That's our first steam move of the day that we're going to report live here on the show. Our new feature here, where I can give out the steam, if you will, on all the sports. Maybe if it comes in, if we're stuck in hockey, but if something comes in basketball, we'll interrupt to let everyone know a game is on the move. But other than that, we'll touch on the steam as we get to it. There's already been a ton of steam on just about every total in the NBA tonight. So we'll talk NBA, we'll talk some great college basketball, we'll talk hockey, and we'll get those NFL previews in. Hello to Blake today. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Curtis is here. He's been raw. He's been hot, no doubt about it. Blake might just caught the word from us there, or and then Butterscotch, R.I.P. Franco. We definitely thought he was pretty good play. So Rapper Capper's here. Good to see you there again. And he was in Tony's chat yesterday having a good time. So, all right. Oh, hey, I wish it was Johnny and Kiss of Sins here. That'd be exciting, man. We'd have some celebrities in here, but good handle there. See you guys, or you in the chat, Johnny. But keep it clean here, certainly. Also, Jose is here as well. Everyone, thanks. Yep, good day yesterday. How about the Bulls covering? Scotch knows.
Right?
Rapper
It happens. You just got to get the right timing on those bowls. That's all, right?
Rapper was hot and cold, he said yesterday, but we'll try to pick it up for him today. And
That's right.
he can give us some winners as well. Just want to head over to the website, get ready, Mindy, for a fun show with all our sports today. Like I said, we already previewed South Alabama, Western Kentucky. Check it out on the YouTube channel. And we have our pick in there. We won't give it away because we're put it up already on the site. But Mindy, just want to tell you, over at Tony'sPicks.com, it was a big day for the crew over at Tony. Look at the leaderboard here. Look at the
1, 2,
leaderboard.
3, 4. Oh yeah, it says all the way up to what,
I think
9?
I think I'm the only one that's missing. I went 2-2 with my premiums.
Tiffany's
Can't
not on there
find
either.
a winning day right now, but take a look. Hey, I got one game for you, Mindy, moving right now, everybody. Within the last 2 minutes, it's going to be Tulane today. They're laying 28 points. That's what the Sharps have hit. They've hit Tulane minus 28 today against Mississippi Valley on the added board. That's steam coming in right now, Mindy. So take a look. And hey, nice day for Team Steam. You see us there right on the top.
There we are.
Right behind Pravi. Big high volume for Pravi. And hey, like I said, higher volume
That's
leads
right.
to higher profits, right?
Can't hit, yeah, $600 if you ain't playing that many games. That's right.
Nick, another huge day. You tell you, he was crushing those Asian handicap soccer totals. There we are, Team Steam Mindy 7-3. Shout out to the GM. That's high volume for the GM, and he came in with a 5-1 day. Paul, another winning day. Sam, 2-0, and Tony T, 3-1, getting it done. That'll do it every time if you could do that. So, hey, Mindy, how about some of our winners yesterday with Team Steam? We had, of course, the Jazz. Good call there. We had them on the road. They get it done. Also, talked about that Bulls game. I think we owe the chat on that one, certainly.
That's right. The Bulls, the Bulls, the Bulls, the Bulls.
And hockey, we got it done with Calgary and San Jose over. Also, want to mention we got it done with Providence. That was fun.
Well, what a crazy game, huh? That was awesome. But just as we expected, right?
That was a crazy game. And we also got it done with Seton Hall plus the points. I will mention one game, Mindy, I'll mention one of our losses, but just because having watched the game and not only were we wrong, but the odds makers were completely wrong. Miami is a pretty good team. I think Virginia, they're not bad, but I think watch out for Miami, right? They should have been favored at that game after watching the game, Mindy.
Yeah. I was doing some Christmas shopping, went out to dinner because we're supposed to have this blizzard coming through the next couple days. So I didn't get to see too much sports. By the time I got home, I just got to watch a little bit of Liberty there play. And then I was like, well, I'm calling it a night.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I had a premium on Toledo. I didn't get the best of the numbers, so that's on me. But they certainly look like the better team. Liberty, Toledo did, but Liberty did a nice job to come back, get the money. But hey, how about Eastern Michigan? That was
rolled, right? I mean, they kind of had a slow start, but yeah.
Yep, that was one of our winners as well. So good winners there. So great to have everyone coming in, filing into the chat.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird day yesterday. You know what I mean? So, it was one of those, like, some days you just don't feel real comfortable about the card, and that was kind of one of those. I mean, I wound up playing no games yesterday in hockey, and that's one of my faves to bet. So,
hello to Thurman as well, and everyone filing in. Good to see you. Johnny Hinkissa had Calgary Sharks over as well. That was that one just took off there at the end with all those goals. So, Senators, we'll see. Rough day in hockey, says Butterscotch.
Yeah.
And Rapper Capper talked about that EMU game. So, but yeah, Mindy, you talk about the weather. How about these basketball games? They can't even travel. Your Mavs can't make the game against Iowa. Tell me what's going on in the weather where you're at, because we know that Nebraska, Omaha, Iowa State postponed already. South Dakota and Oral Roberts. Now that's in Tulsa, but I imagine I would think it's because both South Dakota and Oral's canceled, and also South Dakota State and MoKC canceled. Also, North Dakota and Western Illinois canceled. I would think it sounds like a problem of the Dakota teams getting out of town.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really, really cold, right? So we're talking about, minus temperatures, like it's going to be the feels like in like the minus 30s. So I mean, we're pretty much straight up, Alaska, Canada at this point. But yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be like 4 to 7 inches of snow, but what's supposed to be bad is the wind. It's supposed to be like 50-mile-an-hour winds. So when you have blowing snow and all that, I mean, you really can't, go anywhere. So yeah, everyone was out shopping yesterday, getting their supplies for the Christmas holiday here. And so that's how it's, gonna be, I guess,
Well, we have some conditions to report in the NFL. We'll do that when we get there, including what now.
So it's supposed to come in, I think, at like 11 o'clock this morning and not end until like 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. So, I mean, it should be okay in there for, the game in Kansas City there on Saturday. Like everything should be able to be cleared out. But of course, you're still looking at, I think the latest report was a -9, something like that. So yeah, it's going to be a bit chilly. And I don't know, I'm guessing it's this cold front is probably from the Dakotas to Texas is the way it looks right down the middle of the United States. So
hopefully everybody got that. The 4 postponements today in college basketball. North Dakota, Western Illinois, South Dakota, Oral Roberts, South Dakota State and MoKC, and Mindy's Nebraska, Omaha Mavericks, and Iowa date. Those games are postponed because
Yeah,
of
so like here around here, most of the cables and such are buried underground, so those high winds. But there are parts of town that still have the overhead wires, and so that's something too that may lose power and stuff with the winds as well. And that's what makes it bad when it's so cold when folks don't have power as well. So I'm sure most of you guys go through stuff like this, especially like in Chicago and Illinois, other folks that are close to me.
Thurman's asking about a parlay, and St. John's Villanova is one of the games that we'll cover today on the show. We got 5 college games we're going to look at, so get to those here in just a moment. But just don't forget, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Check out our premium picks, absolutely our best picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. Mindy, what do you think you'll have today on this? Tony mentioned on the show that hey, these teams are supposed to take some time off, but this is a pretty big college card. Yeah, it's maybe a bigger added board, more so an extra board than the main card's pretty big too. But what do you got here? You got a 3-pack in hockey. What else is going on?
Yeah, so that's the only thing I got, put in so far. I just want to make sure I didn't lose out yesterday when those lines had moved on me during the show.
Sure.
We'll have quite a few plays here. In the NBA, there wasn't a whole lot of movement from the opening lines that I saw thus far. That was being up the last couple hours. And then, of course, I'll have some college basketball as well. So
awesome. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all of our premium pick packages. Those are absolutely our best picks. We're going to give you a ton of picks today. We're going to preview 31 games, Mindy informs me, on today's show. So get your pens, pencils, and rotation orders ready. But click on the All Cappers tab to get signed up. There you'll find all of our winning cappers over at Tony's Picks. I know sometimes, people tease a little bit, Mindy, when we talk about, touts and whatnot. But I mean, this is, like I said, I'll just flash up that leaderboard once again. This is professional handicapping right here. That's a pretty strong record if you add it all up right there from our team of winners yesterday at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, gonna get ready to start this show. We got so many games to cover. No reason to talk about all the winners. There are plenty there to look at. So, all right, get ready, everybody. Feel great to have you here. Happy holidays. We got one more day before Mindy and I will take 3 days off.
yay for us!
Well deserved, Mindy. Thank you so much. We'll talk tomorrow.
Well, it's kind of funny, you don't realize as handicappers. I mean, I guess all these folks do, but it's pretty much All-Star break is about the only time off that you kind of get, So yeah, it's kind of nice to have a couple days here, even though we still have games that are, playing, of course.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's kind of neat. I'm going to make my family watch football. They're not too hot on it, but they know that I will not sit with them and chat without the game on it. Have some turkey, some ham, whatever we're doing. I don't even know.
We're doing lasagna. So, we're doing soups on, so like clam chowder and chili and stuff on Christmas Eve. And then we do like lasagna, feast on.
What?
Yeah.
Oh right. My God!
So my brother makes like 2 different kinds of lasagnas. I'm, went and got, like my favorite Valentino's. It's local here in town.
Okay.
So that's what I got because I'm lazy, But I get to do all the running around. So I get the wine. I get all the stuff that we, that we need to pick up. So
being a 15-year restaurant manager, I can cook a little bit, and I like making a big giant lasagna. But I got to tell you, I make a cheese-only lasagna. That's the way I do it. So.
Cheese only. So like cheese noodles, the end, or do you put some sauce in there?
No, I mean it's just no meat. No
okay,
meat.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So, but yeah, Butterscotch wants to head to your place as well. Hey,
right. I guess you guys could all come. We have a, my sister lives
on
the street, and so we have like this big entertainment area. So it's pretty awesome. So we can fit lots of folks.
Well, I was worried they can't get the planes out of the Midwest there to get to the basketball.
You just have to stay like a week.
Fly in. Hey, Mindy, just want to mention one more game steaming. It's a game that we'll cover, but I just want to touch on it right now because it just moved within the last 4 minutes. This is going to be St. John's and Villanova.
Ooh,
Uh,
okay.
so I don't know, I just want to, I know that Thurman wants to wait, maybe get our thoughts on it. And he did put St. John's in there. So I don't know if
I'm guessing
that's
that's the
the team that
lean.
maybe he prefers there. But I will tell you this, Thurman might just want to wait because it's Villanova that the Sharps are moving on right now.
Okay.
They're Cook -4.5. That game is currently on the move, moving higher right now. Villanova is taking the steam right now against St. John's. In fact, right now I'm showing a ton of games here. I'm going through there. Well, anyways, it was 4.5. That the number that they took. So up to 5 now at most places right at this moment. So maybe
Yeah.
hang on there, Thurman might get another point or so out of it. Okay, Mindy, we'll got to get started on this show. Thanks for the comments, everybody. Don't forget, put your comments, your picks in the chat as we get rolling here with our previews. We're going to start in the NBA with a marquee matchup to start, Mindy. No doubt about it. With this one of the top games of the week in all of sports, I would say. The Milwaukee Bucks are going to go in to take on the Cleveland Cavaliers, two of the best teams in the league, of course, and in the Eastern Conference as well. I'd say two of the top 3 teams. I think we got the Celtics up there. I'm going to put the Sixers a little bit behind those teams and maybe the Nets right below them as well, Mindy. So in this one right now, I am showing these lines that are on the screen about 2.5 to 3 hours old, but this game hasn't moved. It's Cavs 2-17.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a look at the over the total here today. It's hitting the last 13 of 20 games between the Cavaliers and the Bucks off a win since 2013. That is, both teams kind of hitting their stride right now. They've hit well over 125 times over the last 5 games combined here. So I think I like the over today.
All right, Mindy's going to take the over in our big feature matchup between the Bucks and the Cavs. I don't mind that actually right now. I mean, the one caution that I have is that the Milwaukee Bucks are such a massive, massive under team, if I'm not mistaken, on the road. 3-10 to the under on the road, and Cleveland has been going under as well. 7 of their last 10 games have gone under. The steam came in on Milwaukee plus 2 points. I don't know if I'm buying it, man. I think Cleveland playing still pretty well, obviously, but it's been Milwaukee that got the win and the cover so far in the first 2 games of the season. Those games were both at Milwaukee, 113-98, and then on November 16th, 9 days later, at Milwaukee again, 117-102. I think Cleveland's going to return the favor here on Milwaukee, and I've got the Cavs to take down the Bucks here at home. I'll lay the 2
All
with
right.
the Cavs. Got some comments coming in on the game as well. Rapper Capper says the Bucks, if they're all healthy. Let's take a look and see if there is any injury news. I don't think there's any surprises that we're expecting. Middleton is doubtful in that game, so I don't know if that's affecting what Rapper Capper might say. I think we knew that Middleton was going to miss this game, so I don't know if he meant. So it sounds like not Bucks necessarily are staying away from the Bucks based on that, but I think we knew that he was going to miss this game as of yesterday. Even I don't think he was expected to play. So Blake says he does like the over with you, Mindy. And Scott says Cavs defense tough at
Yeah.
home. They slow it down. He thinks the under hits. And I don't know if I'm going to go to premium land in this one. I'm not necessarily agreeing with you there. But like I said, the way the money kind of looks like, and I don't know if it's square money or what. That's one game that there has not been any total steam on. And I'm going to check it real quick, make sure I didn't miss it. But I don't think there's really been any sharp move to the total in this
No.
one. So, okay. Well, that's a pretty good look at that one, I think. Mindy is on the over, and I'm on the Cavs in the big game tonight in the NBA. All right. Pistons and those Sixers. Sixers a pretty big favorite here, Mindy. The current line is 11.5, and the total has dropped a point to 223.
Yeah, so I can only come up with the 76ers here winning by 10 today. Not that 11 and a half here. 76ers are 4-1 against the spread versus the Pistons at home here, over, off a win over the last 5 games here. But if I kind of take a look at where these kind of splits have been, right, with Detroit as an underdog, Philadelphia with as the favorite here. So if I take a look at with a 10 to 12 point spread, Detroit is 6-1-1. So they tend to cover those big spreads. But Philly, as a favorite, they are 2-0 here as well. Like I said, I have it real close. I have it at 10, spreads 11.5. Detroit covers, 6 out of 7 times. Philly covers 2. I'm still going to go ahead and go with the Pistons here in this one with this big spread.
Yeah, the Sixers, they're pretty excellent against the number, obviously, but the one thing the Pistons do, they get the numbers on the road. 9-5-3 against the spread. Yeah, they have definitely had some pretty weak performances of late, but the Sixers, maybe they can play down to the level of competition here in this one. They're obviously on a roll right now. They ended up with that win against Toronto. They didn't get the number in that one a couple of nights ago, and I just think for the Sixer, maybe it's a little bit tough covering this big of a number. I'm going to jump on board with you here. The widely reported steam came in on the over. I tell you what, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think it could be a little bit tough. Pistons are going to have to play a little bit of defense here to get that number. They're not great defensively. I think we all know that. But I'm willing to go on the Pistons here with you, plus 11.5. Okay. Just think that it'll be, to me, the spot is for the Sixers. Not a lot of motivation to blow out a team here. I think that's the way I'd look at this one. And I'm going to probably end up fading this team. I'm really putting a strong consideration on that total. But I want to get on board here with you for a premium consensus for our subscribers and our chat as well. Let's go on the Pistons, plus 11.5. And looks like Rapper Capper says Sixers going to keep it going after last night's convincing victory. So I get it, and or I should say 2 nights ago, right there. So or maybe he meant the Jazz, how they beat down the Pistons at home, and the Pistons, of course, playing on the back-to-back. That's what he means by that. And Scott says Philly wins in the favorite role by an average of 8 points. So he'll take the Pistons with us. So,
should be good.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I certainly agree with
good. How about interesting, right? To see how this one plays out.
Yeah. No, I have no problem with what Rapper Capper's saying because, Pistons on the back-to-back, they have definitely thrown in some clunkers, but they're well above 500. On the road against the spread. So, okay, and let's move on here and take a look at this one with the Pacers and the Celtics. This one has moved up already to minus 10. Total 233. Mindy, the steam has definitely come in on the over here. This one opened about, I want to say 230. 230.5, 231 was the opener. I even saw some offshores at 229 in the opener. So pretty strong move. The steam came in on the over.
Yes, I see why the steam is coming in on the over, right? I mean, it's 5-1 the last 6 meetings here. But I'm going to take a look at the under today, though. The under, it's 4-1-1 the last 6 following a loss here for Boston. 6-2 to the under in the last 8 overall. Boston in 4 of its last 5 have not scored, more than 109 points. And the Pacers here, they haven't put up more than 112. Boston shooting less than 30% here from 3 this season as well. I'm going to go under here, Ramon, in this one.
All right, Mindy takes the under. in Indiana and Boston here. Um, yeah, that is a pretty stiff move. I mean, the Celtics certainly can, you would think, kind of name, not, I don't say name their scorer necessarily here, but, as a big favorite, I don't mind the move here on Boston. I think laying the number. And I think, boy, I think that's the way they might get a blowout win here, is what I'm feeling. That's what I'm thinking with Boston here. Anything from the chat? Not necessarily on this game. So, uh, pretty big number. That total, man. I get, like I said, I'm getting so much trouble this year trying to go over these numbers. I mean, the over does look kind of like a pretty solid move. Boston just, we know they're a massive over team at home, but Indiana definitely trends to the under. So I'm going to go ahead and lay these big points with Boston against Indiana. Just a free play here. No, nothing special for me. I'm going to have to lay Boston here with -10. Mindy's going to go under this total. And Butterscotch does say Boston's struggling against the number 0-4-1 against the spread. Yeah, in fact, those two Orlando games, I'm definitely looking for them kind of to, bounce back a little bit. Comment in the chat about Smart being out, but we know that Jason Tatum has been upgraded to probable in this one. So, and Smart out with an illness. So I'm going to go ahead and lay the points here with Boston, Mindy, tonight.
All right.
All right, just going to update here on some steam coming in right now in college basketball, and this one is going to be UT Chattanooga. This one came in about 3 minutes ago. Chattanooga Sharps are taking 5 points with Chattanooga tonight. That's some reported steam there. They're playing the Georgia Bulldogs, and we know that Chattanooga has actually been playing quite well. They look like one of the nice surprises in the country also. Mindy, one of the games I think that we're covering, but I want to mention right now some steam coming in on one of the games that we're going to be covering tonight. So it's Clemson -1 against Georgia Tech, up to 1.5, maybe even 2 right now. So we'll cover that game a little bit later, but certainly right at this moment, or at least within the last 4 or 5 minutes, steam coming in on the Clemson Tigers tonight, laying the points. So get you a little update right there with some steam coming in. All right, got a couple more here. James Madison, Coppin State, under 167. That one's on the move under. Madison and Coppin State. Also, Northeastern and Davidson. This one moving over 137. Sharps are moving right now on that one within, the last 6 or 7 minutes. I'm kind of falling behind here with how rapidly. I knew I was going to be in for it because when I looked at it when I first started to prepare for the show, there had not been a lot of action from the Sharps.
So you felt it coming, huh?
Yeah, I knew we'd have it. So stay tuned, folks. We'll have plenty more. I know you guys I'm enjoying the feedback as well on that portion of the show. So let's keep it rolling, though, here in the NBA. Let's move on to, oh, no, those Warriors are going to take on the Nets. This one's up to 12.5, total 225.5. 225.5. Boy, that one's going up.
Oh, I always get to this one, Ramon, right? The Nets here, 3-1. When trying to cover a spread of 10 to 12.
Ooh, okay.
And Golden State is 1-0 when they're a road dog with a 10 to 12 point spread here. I don't know. The Nets margin of victory has only been about 5 points here this season, but then you have no Curly, Clay, Wiggins. I don't know what to do, Ramon. I don't know what to do. I actually think, though, I am going to go with Golden State.
Okay. Well, look, I mean, you talked about, the spreads have gotten, a little bit higher. It was funny because we were kind of saying, well, man, this, number's kind of low considering that Gold State can't get these numbers. Now the Nets are playing, pretty hot now all of a sudden again. So that kind of makes it kind of interesting because they're kind of clicking. The Warriors maybe just in a thought process, right? Just let's just get home, right? Let's get Steph healthy. Let's get back to where we can kind of regroup a little bit. So yeah, the Nets have been going off. Rapper Capper says I gotta agree with that, but I think he's saying go with the points here. After the game last night, I had the Knicks as a premium play in that game. So yeah, this one does look a little bit tough. I kind of feel the same way. I'm kind of like, what should we kind of do with this one? Is is it finally too many points?
Right? I don't know.
Right. I mean, that's the way I look at it as well. So, uh, but for me, I'm not going to go against you here. Curtis does say he likes the over in this game, and the widely reported steam did come in on the under in the game, but the total has now started to move higher. So that initial move is it's been wiped out uh, to a certain extent. If the Warriors don't cover, they're going to end up. If the Warriors don't cover, it's going under. That's what I feel like. Rapper Capper says he likes it by 4 points. So I'm going to end up taking the under in this one with the Warriors and the Nets. In this one, Mindy. So just want to check one thing there with these two before we move on. Make sure. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we know Warriors massive over this year, but the Nets have been going under at home certainly. So the fact that it's gone up, the steam came in on the under, totals now moved higher. Not necessarily reported steam. I'm going to go under that number of 225 and a half. Not a great game. We wish it was a great game, and it would have been. But
hey, maybe it will be. Who knows? Right? Who knows? Maybe it'll be that 4-point game, and then we can all be like, "Hey, what a great game!"
All right, Mindy, the hottest team in the league, the Knicks, right now on a roll, but they're only favored by 1.5 here. The total is down to 217. So, we know the Raptors struggle on the road. You look at the record; it doesn't make the spread is one of those, right? Does it? Am I wrong? Does it not make any sense? Am I, missing something here? Because look, I think the perception, or maybe what the odds makers or bettors are thinking, and why they're not playing the Knicks, is that the 7-game winning streak is kind of fraudulent because they haven't been playing the best teams in the world.
It doesn't matter. I mean, a win's a win, if you ask me. I don't think you can say that this streak is better than that streak. You still have to go out there and win games every night, especially when you have, injuries and rough schedules and, traveling. It's not like they've been on just a full, 8-game home streak or, a home stand or something. With this 8-game winning streak, they are 8-7 at home, 8-1 against the spread. Raptors 3-12 on the road, 3-7 against the spread. 6-game losing streak. I know that maybe if you take a look at that losing streak, they've only lost by 4 points or less. In that streak, maybe that's why this line's so close. I don't know. I'm taking the Knicks at home minus 1.5.
Okay, fair enough, Mindy. You'll take the New York Knicks to continue that role. Like I said, I worry a little bit. Like, I'm not one of those it's a trap kind of guys.
But sometimes when it looks weird, you're like, it's got to be a trap.
It's a tarp. But I mean, they have opposite records. The Knicks 18-13, they're red hot. The Raptors, they struggle, on the road. 6-9 against the spread. Like on the road, they've covered only 3 of their last 10 games. They've definitely thrown in a bunch of clunkers. They're on that losing streak. Knicks on a winning streak. And the books aren't giving away money, are they? I mean, I don't know. Should I empty out my Robinhood accounts and put it all on the Knicks tonight? So kind of worried there. But Blake says just take the Knicks on the money line. Don't lay the 1.5 points. It might be a close game, I think, here. So Rapper Capper says that big letdown the Raptors have been. So Mindy, you mentioned Maurice here. He says the Knicks are a better team right now. It's good to see Maurice Walker. And I also want to mention new name that I saw in the chat. Want to welcome here Ian Quinn, who welcomed us and said good morning, and a new name for me, I think. In
Yeah,
there.
I think so.
Excited to have new faces in the chat. So I'm going to end up going. The reported steam came in on the over, Mindy. I'm not buying it. Could be a big problem for the Raptors here tonight, is what I'm really thinking. And the fact that you're on the Knicks and we can get 2 plays out of it, let's just say I'm not going to go with you, but I'm not going against you. You know what I mean? I'm going to go under in my
That's
video
fair.
play. Yeah, I'm going to go under in my video play. I might already lock this one into the system on the side. So, yeah.
It happens.
They must be giving away money, everybody.
I guess, right?
Come back and I might not be here tomorrow on the show. The next week.
Boot, get the boot. That's boot.
Okay, the Trailblazers and the Thunder, they're going to go at it again, Mindy. So interested to get your thoughts on this one with them. And that total is very, very high. Total is now up to 235.5. So, interesting to see what happens here, considering the game the other night went for 250 something, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean Portland 10-8 on the road this season, 7-3 against the spread. The Thunder 8-7 at home, 7-3 against the spread as well at home. OKC, they're just kind of winning games here as of late, since Williams has come back. The Trailblazers here also 0-5 in the last, 5 meetings. 1-4 in the last 5. OKC. I'm going to stick with the Thunder here today. I'll take them plus points at home.
Yeah, I mean, they got the money last time, even though they lost the game, right?
Right.
Own the series as far as the spread is concerned. So it's kind of interesting there that, here come the Blazers, they're favored again. Yeah, the Blazers, got the win. Nice job by the Blazers, but it was the Thunder that continues to get the money, and Scott says he'll take OKC plus those points at home, right? We know that, you talked about the injury situation. It's certainly interesting to point out because, one of their, if you will, the key player with SGA being back in the lineup. Now, of course, Damian Lillard is probable for this game. That's great news for the Blazers here. So, but man, the Thunder just it's like our moneymaker. It feels like to me, right?
Yeah.
Look, we already talked about the other night when they met. These are 2 of the best money-making teams going. But when the teams are getting the points at home, I'm going to rather take those points at home, and Thunder can hang in there again, make it a close game. They did last time. Why not try it again here? Go with the Thunder tonight. We got Butterscotch in there as well. So, Jose says that the Thunder. Did I get that wrong, Mindy? Thunder. Thunder
won last time. 1, 2, 3 to
1, 2, 1. 123, 121. That's what it was.
Cool.
That's right.
Thanks,
and then we're getting 4.5 points. It's the Thunder that's covered. I don't know if you said it. They've covered a bunch of row in the series. I know that for sure. So, yeah, close game, and they did cover it. Thank you, Jose.
Let's do it again. No
doubt about it. Yeah, that even that even makes me feel better about that. So sorry for the slip up there, and Rapper Capper on it as well.
So what was your play, Ramon?
I'm with you. We're
okay.
Going premium consent.
I was like, did we officially say? No, I might have missed it.
Maybe in my confusion there, in calling the wrong winner of the game. But no, I remember 123, 121. There it is right there.
Cool.
So just 2 nights ago. So it was too long. 2 nights too long for me.
You have to remember. I mean, all of us, we go through so many games and so many numbers, and yeah, crazy.
Well, I'm looking at it right here in my notes, and it says
okay,
OKC, but I don't know why. Why I thought that, but just the fact that like I said, I mean, it was a good, it was definitely a very good game, but both teams have been great money makers, no doubt about it. How about OKC, 17-7 as an underdog against the spread this season? I mean, that should be make it almost an auto play. But again, they're going up against another good money making team. So.
Right.
All right, if I may, I'm going to give you a little bit more steam coming out here.
Okay.
This one's a big one, Mindy, and it's going to be something you're interested in right now. It's Seattle and Kansas City.
Oh, is it
In
now?
the NFL, they're moving on the over now. It's probably because the total had started to dip a little bit, probably because of those weather concerns. And I don't think this is because the weather's it's still gonna be, very, very cold. But if they could just avoid the wind here, right? I mean, Seattle's not stopping anybody. They're playing well. Seattle's getting some numbers. We know that, and we'll talk about that game. But that's an after. Talk about that.
Noon timer.
That game coming up, but just want to mention right now that it is moving on the over there just a little bit. Screen kind of lighten up. Also, UT Arlington in California over the low number of 119.5. They're moving right now. Sharps are hitting the over. Arlington and California. More steam. High Point, East Carolina under 153 being currently hit by the Sharps. That total High Point, East Carolina moving under right now. Steam coming in. Also, North Carolina A&T and UTEP over 133. We're seeing steam right now. NCA&T and UTEP over 133. Also, I'm showing Idaho taking steam right now against Long Beach. Sharps are taking Idaho plus 12 points. We've also seen a move on a football game within the last. Another football game. And these are getting kind of old because we've been on the basketball. This one's about 15 minutes old. Buffalo and Chicago over 40. They're moving on the over there. Buffalo and Chicago probably on the news. Fields, I think we knew he is going to play in that one. Also, more college steam. St. Louis minus 15 against Edwardsville. That one's on the move higher. St. Louis taking the steam right now. All right. I knew there'd be a lot. That's fun to do. I'll tell you that. Okay. Thanks a lot, Rapper Capper, for asking people to smash the like. Let's get rolling here with the next game with the Mavericks and the Timberwolves here. And I'm showing right now the Mavs are a 3-point favorite, total 229.5.
So who's still the worst road team? Is it the Warriors? Is it the Mavs?
Of course, it's the Warriors. But
Mavs 3-11 on the road. I think they're getting close. They're getting close.
Well, maybe they should play the next Mavericks Warriors game on a neutral site.
Right. Timberwolves here 3-1 against the spread versus these Mavs. Mavs are 0-4 in the last 4 in Minnesota. Timberwolves 4-1 the last 5 home games. I'm going to take the T-Wolves here at home plus 3.
I'm going to agree with you. I mean, you're right. The Mavs can't cover any numbers on the road. Why would I want to take them here? So, anyways, the Wolves, they did show. Did they show a little bit of life with this little winning streak that they put together? How about it? I mean, they've kind of getting healthy. They're won and covered 3 straight going up against the Mavs. They've lost 2 in a row. Minnesota, they've covered 6 of the last 10. So is Dallas, but Dallas here, a road favorite. Come on, Dallas is 7-16-1 against the spread as a favorite. You mentioned kind of their road woes, but I'd almost, mention that, Mindy, it's just as a favorite in general. They aren't getting any numbers. Daryl Turner says he loves the Magic and the Mavs.
Sounds right. And Rapper Capper likes those Mavs too. Oh my goodness, not a challenge already.
Oh boy, yeah, they're definitely going against us. And Lucas heating up, no doubt about it. But we're going to be on Minnesota here, Mindy. That's the way I see it. Widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game, and that's why you see the total where it is, 229.5. It opened, I believe, probably as low as 227 maybe at the low. So definitely steam on the over. It looks like the public money's coming in on the over as well, but I'm sorry, we got Scotch with us, so it's a little bit of a minority, that gives us 3-2 at least. But I know, Rapper Capper, you will let us know tomorrow on this pick if we do not get this one right. So, but I like the fact the Wolves, we made a lot of fun of at their expense because of their, we got two of the most. This is the ultimate disappointing game of the season right now. I mean, these two teams were definitely supposed to be far better, and right now they are not. They are not playing well at all. So, all right, let's move on here to the next one. We got another consensus there. It's going to be the Magic. Talk about surprise, exciting teams right now. The Magic. Remember, I said don't count them out. I know that they've got some tough teams ahead of them, and they're still 7 or 8 games under 500. But man, they could heat up and get to the playoffs. And even this division's not very good. Miami's record's poor, so why couldn't they surprise at long odds and end up backing into a division title or something crazy like that? I know that might be a long shot, but they're going to continue to improve. So, what do you think here with the Magic and the Rockets?
Best game of the night. That's what I think. Magic 3-12 on the road, 8-2 against the spread though. Still, Rockets 6-8 at home, 4-5-1 against the spread. And those numbers that I give against the spread are like the last 10 games. So it gives you a little bit of a picture there. But the Rockets kind of have the Magic's number. One of the Rockets' 2 victories have been against this Magic team here. Magic, I think they're a little bit banged up, but still been playing well. Rockets 3-1 versus the Magic since 2021. I'm going to take the Rockets at home.
Well, is it going to be times up for the Magic and that, their good play right now? Is that, kind of what Mindy's suggesting? It's hard, because they've been so good of late. The Magic, yeah, they lost that game to Atlanta, and it was on the road. The Rockets have shown signs of life, certainly at home. Magic isn't a very good favorite. By the way, the line that I had up there was incorrect. Pretty much, I want to say, I don't know if I had the like a copy and paste line again, like I sometimes do, but Orlando opened 2.5 or so. This total really hasn't moved too much here. So, man, the Magic just playing well, but on the road, is it going to be kind of a different story against a Rockets team that is showing some signs of life at home? They're still bad. We know that. Here's Rapper Capper with Rockets no defense, and Magic, I think he said they're feeling themselves. Awkward. And Daryl says Magic games are always money makers. I don't know if that means he just has a feel for one team, like whether he keeps one team or the other, or if he says he feels like the Magic. So I don't think it translates, Mindy. On the road necessarily. I'm happy with the Magic, but I got to be on the Rockets at this one. Look, nobody loses every game, and Scotch does point out that 4-1 here against the spread, last 5 in Houston. So Scotch also says Magic tonight. That was my first inclination because they've been playing so well, but I do like what I'm seeing from the Rockets, at home, getting some numbers. I think they're 7-5-2 against the number at home right now. And like I said, Magic, there they are, a slight favorite. They're 0-3 as a favorite this season against the spread. We've got a fourth play here, Mindy, with you.
We're like going against the grain here today, Ramon.
That's like, yeah. Looks like everybody's against us a little bit here.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not worried about it. I mean, I want to be, I want it to be team steam, and I know we have the last say, and you guys have been putting us on some winners. So, we may be in for it tomorrow here if we don't come through. Okay, the Lakers and the Kings here, and the Kings a big favorite, no doubt about it. We know. No Anthony Davis, certainly. We know the Kings have been hot, but LeBron's going to play. I mean, I don't know. Sabonis is questionable. So what gives here? I guess the Kings can be favored still, but LeBron's in. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm not trying to say I don't know what I'm talking about, but just feels like the Kings laying some big points here. Blake says fade him. Go ahead.
Oh no, we're fading the Lakers. I didn't get the message. I mean, the Lakers are 5-10 on the road, but 4-5 against the spread. The Kings here 8-5, only 6-4 against the spread. So neither one of these two can beat the spread here this year. But geez, Kings won by 6 last time without LeBron James in there. Lakers 6-0 against the spread versus the Kings on the road off a loss. I'm taking the Lakers. I'm doing it. Let's go. +6.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Daryl Turner says it. I mean, Sabonis, he's a important player to that team. I mean, not only is he a double-digit scorer, he's a good scorer. So I'm old enough to remember his dad, who couldn't move a lick by the time he played in the NBA, the old Russian great Arvydas Sabonis. So Blake says he
Back of the Wayback Machine, Ramon.
Yeah. By the time he got to the NBA, he was a flat-footed stiff. He always kind of was, but he was kind of one of the first imports in the league. Period. Not just one of the first Russian imports. There wasn't a lot of foreign players coming into the league when Arvydas Sabonis came in to play for the Portland Trailblazers. So. Blake says he's lost a lot on the Lakers. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, Mindy. 5-10 against the spread on the road. Kings 8-5 against the spread at home. They're also Lakers. Not very good under. They're just not very good. Period against the spread or at all. I guess. I mean, they're still fighting, trying to get to 500. So. But I think I've got LeBron.
Yeah, James is playing it.
Yeah, I've got LeBron in this game, and that's why I think
last time he didn't
play. I'm sure that's a big factor for you. Of course it is, Mindy. And for me, I mean, I see right there. Scott says Sacramento and Lakers to go over, but you see the move here. It's kind of gone slightly under. I don't think there's been any, reported steam necessarily on the game that's kind of taken this total. It's what, 239.5. That for me, when LeBron's in there, I think he tries to pace the game. I mean, they can get into the open court. Kings, maybe they're running gun up tempo style, but to me, it just feels like when LeBron's in there, sometimes he'll walk the ball up a little bit, more control the game there. So Daryl's not going to be involved in this one at all. He did ask about the Pacers and the Celtics. So Daryl, just back up about probably 10 minutes. We previewed that game as the third game on the card. So, hey, Mindy, look who's joining us in the chat. We've got Tool King home for the first time, I believe. So great to have.
Yeah, and then we had Jeffrey Linton. He stopped by too. So that's awesome that we're getting a lot of new folks in the chat. It's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, keep throwing out your picks. We love to hear from you.
So Matt says Sacramento let us down last time. I don't want to lay the points. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to get with you also there. So I'm going to end up taking the under in this game. When I feel like LeBron is in the game, that's what I expect him to kind of control the action a little bit. I know that it can get loose a little bit, especially with the Kings, and the Lakers are, kind of sieve on defense on the road. Big number here, 239.5 now. I won't update it on a half a point, but I'm going to go under. Mindy takes the Lakers.
There's Jeffrey coming in with his pick. I like it. The Lakers.
Oh, Jeffrey Linton. Okay. Lakers money line too.
Right.
Maybe at plus 190 or so possibly here. Maybe 185. So Jeffrey Linton ready to go. Hey, this might be the turning point for the Lakers. So Rapper Capper says if James is in, he wants the points. So there you go. I think he's definitely probable in this game. No doubt about it.
And I think we still have the Bulls to go, Ramon, I think.
Oh, did I miss it? Is that what happened?
I think perhaps. We'll see.
Thanks.
Unless I was...
no, yeah, you're right.
Unless I missed it.
Yeah, no, you're right. And it wasn't... Well, I was thinking about that, the fact that, Pacers and the Celtics was mentioned. I know we did that one. So thank you.
Did we do the Bulls? I can't remember.
No, we did not. And I want to just, I didn't have it typed in. What a bad producer I am here.
I love the Wonder Twins. The Wonder Twins. Shape up an elephant, a pail of water.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this one I was 7 and 233.5, and now it's the Hawks -6 and 235.5. Widely reported steam on the over.
So can the Bulls go back to back, Ramon? Can they do it? They're 4-1 against spread in the last 5, 7-3 in the last 10 in Atlanta. Hawks 0-5 the last 5 home games versus a team with a losing record. Back to back Bulls +6.
Okay, Mindy's going to try the Bulls again. We're going to have our Bulls expert maybe come in with the expert opinion there. So let's see. We've got Curtis. He says he likes the Bulls here in this one. And boy, that's kind of, and what is it? 6 and 235.5. So for me, man, the Bulls. Boy, those Bulls, I
He's
tell
saying
you.
fade the Bulls.
For me, Mindy, I think this one's going to be. Look, I'm going to respect the move on this one at 235.5. I'm laying a terrible number here. Missed out on 2 points. Scott says fade the Bulls today, huh? It's time for the Hawks to
He
come back
said.
and get them.
He usually knows
Bulls on
best.
the back-to-back. He says give them Atlanta. He's our Bulls expert, but Mindy's on the Bulls here. I'm going to go on the over 235.5, laying this, going over this big number here. For me, that's going to be my free play. I'm going to take over in Chicago and Atlanta. All right, Mindy, just a little bit of steam to report here before we get to the last game. This will be some in college basketball. TCU and Utah over 140. They're moving on that game. That one moved about 5 minutes ago. TCU Utah over 140. How about this one? Notre Dame and Florida State under 143. This one has been on the move now about 6 minutes ago. Notre Dame, Florida State under 143. Also, from the NFL, this steam move just came in about 8 minutes ago. Philadelphia and Dallas over 46. Mindy, to me, that is a big indication that I think Jalen Hurts may be available to play in this game. The fact that this total is on the move over, maybe, just maybe, Jalen Hurts. We already heard from Sirianni that Hurts was, feel a little bit better all of a sudden. Hurts even said, I can play. So for me, this is a big sign. I think we can maybe expect Jalen Hurts possibly to play in this game. The total right now is on the move from 46. All of a sudden, I'm showing 47s. I'm showing 47.5 at a Las Vegas book. So big indicator right there. And if that's the case and that move comes out that he is going to play, forget 46 or 47, Mindy. You're going to be right back up to that 50 number, I'm sure, that the game opened at. Just feels like that will be the case. Also, college basketball, Mason and Old Dominion under 127.5. That moves about 10 minutes old now. We've been talking about the basketball for so long. Also, one more steam move from the NFL. Wow, they're really moving on these NFL games right here while we're on the show. I'm not making this stuff up. Commanders, 49ers, under 39 is the move. I'm showing pretty much 38s across the board right now. That one opened 41.5. I mean, that's not weather related or anything. That just might be some sharp action there because, Commanders, 49ers under taking the steam. Also, one more to tell you about in college basketball. Virginia Tech, Boston College, they started moving on this one now a good 15 minutes ago. Sorry I missed it for you folks, but 132.5, under 132.5, Virginia Tech and Boston College under. All right. And Daryl acknowledging the passing of Franco in the chat. Rapper Capper's got a 3-teamer in there. Check it out. And let's continue on. Let's get this last game in. Still got a lot of games we got to cover. So this one will be the late game. The Hornets and the Clippers. The Clippers are up to 7.5. Total 224.5.
Oh, I thought we were done.
Sorry, dude. Yeah. You already threw
I
away
was
your
like,
sheet.
do I not have? Oh no, I have it. I have it. I have it. I have it right here. Yeah, Hornets 4-12 on the road, 5-5 against the spread. Clippers here 10-7 at home, 5-5 against the spread. The thing is, the Clippers they're still 30th in scoring. Hornets 5-2-1 in the last 8 road games here. Clippers 1-4 in the last 5 meetings. Again, this is one that if you take a look at this spread at 7.5, the Hornets are 2-1 to that. Clippers as a favorite, 1-1 with that 7.5 point spread. I'm going to go ahead and take the Hornets here today.
All right, Mindy's going to be on the dog here with the Charlotte Hornets. Move to the Clippers. I kind of, I don't know. I might favor the other side, so I'm not going to disagree with you here when I got what I think is a pretty solid move here to the over. I'm going to go over in the Hornets and the Clippers game tonight. Hornets, I keep talking about it. They're not too interested in playing much defense here. They are 11-5 to the over on the road. Clippers, solid under, man. They are the biggest under team in the league at home at 2-15 to the under, 11-21 to the under overall. But even the Clippers can get off, I would think, here against the Hornets. I'm going to go over and buck those big Clippers numbers and take the over 224.5 tonight. So we do got some comments in here with Curtis, man. He also likes the over. How about Curtis and I on the same side here with that total? And Scotch coming in with some numbers. Says Clippers 5-1 to the number last 6 games. He'll take the Clippers in this one. All right, we're done, Mindy, with NBA. And good job. Thanks a lot, everybody in the chat. Make sure you get on our case if a couple of these go down tomorrow.
Right.
There's no problem taking the heat.
That's right. It's part of the deal.
But we have been doing pretty well since on this week's shows, mostly thanks to you guys in the chat as well. So, all right, college basketball now. We're preview. Like I said, pretty big card. We picked out the best games, I think, here to take a look at. Let's start 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Mindy, 3:30 Pacific with the Johnnies going to take on Villanova. We reported to you that steam that came in, Mindy, in this game. So what do you have now that you know that the game has moved a little bit? Right now, I'm showing after that adjustment that the it's Villanova 5 still and 146.
Well, I like my play maybe a little bit more now, right? I don't know. We'll see. St. John's 11-1, 5-5 against the spread. Only lost to Iowa State here this season. Villanova 6-5, 3-7 against the spread. I love this Big East game here. Wildcats won 4 straight now versus St. John's. They've had some pretty nice wins here versus Oklahoma, Boston College, but Villanova, 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 home games? Goodness. Underdog 5-1 in this matchup here. Red Storm 8-3 against the spread in the last 11 road games. I'm going to take St. John's. They need to do a lot of their full court press today.
Well, yeah, you know what? The Johnnies have kind of turned it around a little bit this year so far, I think. I think we've seen kind of some signs of life with St. John's in this one now that they're getting 5 points. Can they cover? I think so. I think I'm willing to take them. They're on a little bit of a run here with 3 straight covers, including that, they didn't get the number against New Hampshire, but they were laying like 22 points. So, I like it, Mindy, in this one. I like St. John's. Villanova, they're on a roll. They're usually laying a little bit too many points. However, they're crummy against the number at home, you mentioned. And they're 2-8 as a favorite against the spread so far. Really one of the worst spread teams in the nation so far. Yeah, so let's take St. John's plus these points. I think they kind of got something going here a little bit. So let's take St. John's and start off with a premium consensus on our
consensus play.
Yeah, yep, on our college basketball today. All right, next up, Michigan and North Carolina played one of the greatest championship games. There'll be no timeouts with no timeouts left here. Mindy's trying to call a timeout, but we're not going to allow that. She has no timeouts left. So what do you got, Mindy?
That's right. I mean, Michigan is 3-10 in their last 13 games following a win. Tar Heels 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 following a win here as well. I mean, this season's just not really going as planned for either team. But I'm going to go ahead and take this North Carolina team here today, -5.
All right, Mindy, I think I've got to do that with you. I want to lay the points here. I think with Carolina in this one, that's the way I feel as well. I'm just concerned right now of Michigan going on the road. I mean, this game, this game is being played at Charlotte, semi-home game certainly, but certainly kind of a featured game here with the cross-conference teams going at it. Michigan's done a nice job covering as a couple of underdogs. They've also covered their last 2 games, but Carolina, all of a sudden, the win over Tech, they blasted Citadel. They got that win over Ohio State. Now they're taking on Michigan, getting, laying a little bit of a number here, but I'm willing to take them. Willing to take North Carolina here in this one with you. 2 for 2 again.
Lots of Michigan fans in this chat room, I see. I know what you changed your moniker, your hat. It used to be a big M on there. What happened?
Go Big Blue. They're called TO, baby. You got a TO, baby.
I can't tell what that one is. Is that a Dodgers hat?
Curtis is going to be on Michigan in this one. Jeffrey came in on the last game with a play as well. So sorry I didn't get that one up there in time, but it'll be recorded, duly recorded in the chat room.
That's right.
So, yeah. So even if we miss you, it's always there. We keep the chat. We don't delete it when it's all over. It'll still be in there on the record, or you can always enter your comments below as well. We'd like to hear from you if you're watching on delay. Don't forget, enter your picks below in the chat. Okay, we talked about this one already, Mindy, with that move here, and Clemson is up to 2 from that steam, total 138.
Yeah, you got Clemson here 9-3, 5-5 against the spread. Georgia Tech 7-4, 6-4 against the spread. Georgia Tech is a little bit of an under team here, but I'm going to be going over the total. It is 5-1 to the over for the Tigers in the last 6, overall here. But it's one place. I mean, I just think one place, if Georgia Tech is going to go over, it has been at home. They have gone over 2 out of its last 3 times there. Even though they've been that under team overall, at home they still tend to go over a little bit. So we'll take the over total here in this one, Ramon.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't necessarily sure about the total. My lean was to the under, but I definitely like what you're saying there. Maybe even keep me kind of off the game. So I don't know. I think the question is, can Clemson, dominate inside? They should be able to take care of business, I would think, inside in this one. That's what it feels like to me, that they should be able to have the advantage there. So Jeffrey coming in with a comment here says take Clemson over in that one. So not sure what that is. That's a tiger, right? Mindy, help me with
it looks like that's the tiger that covers. Yeah.
At first, I was looking at it, and maybe I'm old and it's small, and I'm like, Maryland's not playing. That looks like a terrapin, a red terrapin. But I think for me, Mindy, I'm going to end up on Tech here at home. Clemson just 0-2 already against the spread on the road. Tech's 4-1 against the spread at home, and I'm getting 2 points. I'm going to fade this team here. I'm going to take Georgia Tech +2 in this one.
Oh, goodness.
All right.
We knew there's going to be days like this eventually, Ramon.
Yeah.
We're not clicking with the chat here so much today.
Oh, did I miss one?
Well, he wanted the Clemson Tigers, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going with Tech. Yeah.
And you got the bees. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, a cross-sectional game here with Auburn and Washington. right now. Auburn, they opened, I had them a couple hours ago at 4.5. And right now they're down to 3. Washington taking money here. Auburn is -3, total 139.5.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, right? I mean, Auburn's on this little bit of a road trip. Washington, I've watched them play, quite a few times just because they're on, late nights for me when everything else is kind of, shut down. So I've seen them play really well. And then I've seen them play, not so well. So hopefully this not so well is getting out of Washington's way here. They are 9-3 overall, but only 5-4 against the spread. Auburn 9-2, 3-7 against the spread. Auburn are losers of their last 3. Washington on a little bit of a win streak here. Auburn just kind of playing sloppy. I don't know, 23 turnovers versus USC. I think that was a game that we were on. I want to say Tigers, 1-5 in their last 6 games. They're also 1-8 against the spread in the last 9 road games here as well. So I'm going to take Washington.
All right, I'll agree with you here. I mean, look, we did get the best price. I know that, but I think that we can still take them as a home dog here against Auburn. I'm willing to take Washington here with you in this one, Mindy, getting those points. Yeah, it opened 4.5. It's now 3, but look
It's
at
good
Auburn.
that we find a game that folks agree with us. Hooray!
Yeah, there you go. You mentioned it. Auburn not looking very good, especially on the road, 0-3 against the spread. Washington's got a few numbers so far at home, but Auburn 4-3 against the spread as a favorite, and Washington 2-1 against the spread as a dog. Let's take Washington here. All right. Dave asked, what do we think about the bowl game there with Western Kentucky? We'll tell you, Dave, we did preview that. Was it yesterday's show, Mindy? We previewed the game already. It's up on Tony's Pick YouTube channel. So please go ahead and go back and take a look at that game. We got one more game to cover here, but I want to touch on some steam that's come in that I've let slip by here a little bit. Hopefully I haven't let it go too long, but this one's about 5 or 6 minutes ago. USC Colorado State under 141 taking action right now. I should have waited, Mindy. That's our last game, but
right.
Just mention it right now, but in case anybody wants to check it out, USC Colorado State took steam under. Also, Sacramento State, Cal State Fullerton under 126.5 took the steam about 8 minutes ago. Sac State, Cal State Fullerton under 126.5. From the NFL, Mindy, a game that we're going to cover. It's the lowest total in 15 years in the NFL. They are taking the Sharps have said they've had enough. They've had enough of this. So Saints Browns over 32. Sharps are willing to come back in right now on that massive move that's pretty much weather related. The winds are expected to be gusting 25 to 30 miles an hour in that game. We'll talk about that game in just a moment. Back to college basketball. Kent State, New Mexico State. Over 144.5 took steam about 10 minutes ago. That's Kent State, New Mexico State over 144.5. Also, Houston Christian, Texas Tech over. They took the over in that game. The total was 144.5. Houston Christian, Texas State moving higher right now. Also, one more to give you steam play from now. 15 minutes ago or so. Maine, Ohio State over 139 was the steam move that came in. One more game we're going to cover here in college basketball, Mindy, and it's going to be the game that I just mentioned, the USC game here against Colorado State. And now, after that move, USC 2.5. Total 141, so not too much of we poured the steam, but not much of a move off of it.
Colorado State 8-4 or 5-4 against the spread. USC 9-3, 4-6 against the spread. We just talked about USC just beat up on Auburn there. They have a really, really nice defense. They rank 8th the best in the NCAA here at 2, holding their opponents to only 41%. I think I got to stay with a hot USC team here today, -2.5. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah, all right, I get it. Hey, Colorado State, they've shown they've had a good performance or two as well. But I agree with what you say about the defense, and I'm going to go way under this game. Come on, I think at 141. I think that's the way I want to go in this game, in this matchup. Anyway, uh, you know, like we said, we did see the action come in, no doubt about it. And tough when you're going into Colorado to going into Colorado State and playing a game there. But look at that steam coming in. I think you're still getting great value here. I don't show it moving that much, despite the fact that the steam was reported. I think this one is going to move lower later as we go along here. I want to go under right now. USC Colorado State in this one. So, all right, that's a look at our college basketball card for today, our 5 featured games. We're going to get ready now for the NHL.
Yay!
Indeed, where, we got a 7-game card here. Let's get right into it. Waste no time. Get this show moving. Got to get out there and we got to do some shopping. We got to get the food, the presents, whatever. Hey, how about the Canadians and the Avalanche? Gorgiev, what a performance in that last game. That was a crazy game that went 0-0 into overtime, and finally the Avalanche won it 1-0. Canadians come here in here as well. They're a huge, huge dog here against the champs. So what do you think in this one?
Well, I think I'm going to take the Canadians on the puck line here today. It looks like they are 11-5 on the puck line, if I'm not mistaken. There, 3 out of the last 5 games for the Avalanche have been within 1 goal, so they're not really blowing anyone out here as of late. They are tied for goals for at 88 here this season. Canadians 11-5, like I said, on the puck line, on the road in their last 16. I'm taking the Canadians today.
Well, I mean, it just seems like it'll be, I don't want to say an instant replay, but I mean, look at this total, right? I mean, 5.5. Let me get the latest update. In fact, it's gone up to maybe 265. So, not much movement here, I would think, in this game. Canadians were 16-11 as a puck line dog, so that looks pretty decent considering this is basically a pick 'em, right? So, for me, I think I think they can hang in there. I'm gonna take the under, Mindy. I'm gonna let you have it with Montreal here. I kind of agree with you, but they might be a little more susceptible, I would think, on the road to giving up that empty netter. I don't want to maybe be involved today in that. I'll go under with this play. I'll go under the 5.5 here in this one. Canadians and the Avs. With Scotch here in this one. Yeah, Curtis said no Latifa today. Everybody's getting ready for the holidays. All right, Lightning and the Red Wings here. I'm sorry. There we go. Let's give me this one, if you will, Min. Oh no, I'm sorry. I just had everything out of order. Lightning and the Red Wings is what I want to go with. I want to stay in rotation order here. Sorry about that. Lightning here, though. They're down to $1.60. Total 6.5 under 15.
I mean the Lightning are 35-11 versus the Red Wings. Lightning giving up 2 goals a game here over their last 3. Red Wings are allowing 4.67 goals here. I think I'm gonna have to take the Lightning here on the money line at -160.
Okay, fair enough. Mindy will lay that price on the road with the Lightning against the Red Wings. Yeah, Red Wings, they've shown signs of life, certainly, and maybe they can hang in there tonight in this one. But again, I think the price is indicative of their chances here, certainly. So I think I would look to the total, and I think this one, especially at a 6.5, I'm going to take the under in this one, Mindy. You got a Tampa Bay team. Yeah, they're really good. They are favored big, but they're still 4-8-2 to the under on the road. Detroit's been a pretty solid under all year, 13-18 to the under, including 6-10 at home and 8-12 to the under as a dog. So for me, I'll take the under, especially at 6.5. Lightning and the Red Wings. Mindy's on the Lightning. And Curtis comes in. He says he wants the wings on the puck line, but Scotch is with you. He says lay the price on the money line. And look at this.
We were just talking about you.
Were your ears burning, Latifa? She just got off work. I'm going to call the boss and say that Latifa needs to be off by 8:30 so she can get home. And Orlando says Lightning on that back-to-back. So wings, puck line, and under 2 plays from Orlando. Good to see Orlando today. And I thought we had Jeffrey Linton joining us and again with another selection, Lightning's money line. So looks like we're gonna have some comments here in hockey, Mindy.
Everyone's gonna catch up with Latifa. That's what's happening.
Everybody's excited that she's here, so everybody wants to get their pick in. Canadian. Whoops, sorry about that. That's right, screwed up there a little bit with our order. Predators and the Blackhawks here. Predators on the road, they're $1.90 or so. 6 under 25 now. This one's moving lower.
Geez, I hate this game, Ramon. I don't know what to do. You have Predators minus 183, Blackhawks minus 173. I don't like any of that. I'm going to go to the under here. Take it under 6 in this one today, Ramon.
Do we have any premium consensus plays so far in hockey?
No, we
do now. Take the under in Nashville and Chicago. What do you guys say in the chat? I like the under in this one. Chicago's trended to the over a bit, but
already?
Somebody's got a challenge for us?
Yeah, Latifa has a challenge.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
I like this move to the under. I mean, this one could be headed for some 5.5s if we don't get on this one. So Curtis is going to be.
Look at this. It's all coming in.
Yeah, Scotch is on the over.
Oh, my goodness.
Curtis is on the over as well. So, I get it. Chicago's, giving up some goals, certainly, I would think, in this one. But I got to respect the move here, Mindy, and take.
I could get lots of coffee on this one, I think.
Take the under here in this one. Look, Chicago had. Remember, they're not scoring any goals. Let's face it. I mean, even the game against Washington, they scored 3, but remember, Washington already had a bunch of goals in that one too. So, all right. Let's go on the under in that one. And, we're against the chat here. We're going to lose all of our audience by disagreeing with everybody here all the time. Okay. Oilers and Stars here in this one. Now I'm showing the Stars $1.45, 6.5 over 20.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of my 2 favorite, teams here this season. Stars have won 3 out of the last 4. Oilers 1-4, giving up almost 4 goals a game. Compared to those Stars, allowing about 2.33. I like the Stars today. I'll take them. Minus 145.
All right. I don't like the price, so I'm scared here. I was actually thinking that at the price, I might actually even favor Edmonton this one. But for me, I like the over. I think this is going to be, like I said, Dallas, yes, Ottinger can be great. But I think against a team like Edmonton, I think that can get some goals here possibly in this one. I'm going to look to go over. We know Edmonton has been a solid over right now. They're definitely giving up goals. They're not winning games, but they're giving up, 4 a game every time, it seems like here. So why wouldn't Dallas be able to score 4 on them? I think Edmonton can hang in there and get a couple of goals as well. Get up to maybe 3 goals here. Get this one over the total. You see it's 6.5 over is the juice here. So why not? For me, I'm going to end up taking the over in this one. You have Edmonton 9-6 to the over on the road, Dallas 9-6 to the over at home. Give me the over in this one. I think Orlando might be talking about this game. I'm not sure. But
Yes, I think it's a
Butterscotch says he does like Edmonton in this game. And man, I think Edmonton can compete in this game. So that's why I can't necessarily get with Mindy on that one. So, all right. Oh, I missed that one from Butterscotch on the last game. A funny prediction, certainly. So Latifa likes Edmonton to win, and Dallas plus a goal and a half. So I mean, are you gonna? Because I mean, that's a reverse puck line there a little bit. So I'm not sure, Latifa, on that. If you're gonna, because Dallas had at plus 1.5. I'm sure they're probably minus 275 or so, I would say. I didn't check the reverse puck line. Orlando says Ottinger can stymie Edmonton here in this one, it sounds like. Oh, other way, maybe she meant she likes it to be like a 4-3 game stars. I think that's what she meant. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Okay, Mindy, just want to get a little bit more steam here that's rolling in because I keep forgetting about getting the latest moves, but I don't want to forget about letting everybody know about some of these games. In fact, one of the games was one of the games we just commented on, Mindy, and it was the game between the Clemson Tigers and Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
okay.
Right, and you said over in that game, Mindy. Well, the Sharps might have been listening to you. That one is on the move over right now. So get on that one early if you can, folks. Showing it opened at, Sharps hit it at 138.5, and that one has been solidly on the move here. Total moving to the over. There, I'm showing it still mostly hanging on 138.5, 139. Not a lot of move, but the steam was reported on the over there. So, also, Mindy, one of the games that we just commented on taking action, and it's going against what you said, actually.
Oh, of course.
But some of our chat is on this one, so we just want to alert them if they were going to take the Detroit Red Wings. Sharps are hitting this game right now. A little bit while ago at plus 40, probably when we were kind of talking about it. I'm showing a lot of plus 140s and plus 135s out there. Sharps reportedly hitting the Red Wings right now. So one also from college basketball, Detroit and Cincinnati under 153.5 is being steamed. About I want to say about 10 or 12 minutes ago. Kind of fell behind there on that one. One more for you, though. Florida A&M, Kentucky over 134. They hit that one about 13 or 14 minutes ago. A&M and Florida A&M and Kentucky going over 134. Okay, got to get to these, Mindy. Got two more here, and we still got NFL to cover. In this one, the comments are rolling up here in the chat. So appreciate you guys. All right. How about the Wild and the Ducks tonight, Mindy? Wild, big favorite on the road here, down to 265, 6 over 20.
Oh yeah, so the Wild and the Ducks. I remember this matchup. I lost last time out when I had the Wild on the money line. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. Wild are playing though pretty good defense right now. They only allowed 1 goal per game the last 5 here. Ducks have been shut out twice over their last 5 here. Under's 5-0 in the Wild's last 5 overall. Under 5-1 the last 6 in Anaheim. I'm going to take the under here.
All right, Mindy's going to be on the under with Minnesota and Anaheim in this one. Widely reported steam did come in on the under earlier today in this one, and I think that's the way I'm going to agree with you here in this one, Mindy. I think we can say that I like the under with Minnesota and Anaheim as well. Let's put it up as a premium consensus. Latifa said she wanted to hear what you had to say. Curtis,
Confused? We're never confused.
Wild puck line minus $1.20 for Curtis today. He likes the Wild lay the puck and a half against. Yeah, we know Anaheim has. Well, they've had their struggles. You got to put them right now. In the bottom of the league, certainly. at this point, not getting much done with that 9-20 record. Also, just 13-18 on the puck line here, and they're even money. Minnesota's nothing special on the puck line either, but they are a huge favorite here. So Orlando says Wild wins 5-0. Scott says not so fast. He likes the Ducks plus a goal and a half. All right, one more in this one with the Coyotes and my Golden Knights. I don't know. 285 here, 615.
I don't know. Do I call them mine or do I not? Coyotes here allowing 4 goals a game over their last 3. Same. Golden Knights are allowing about 3 goals over that same kind of span. Over is 4-0 in the Coyotes last 4 versus a team with a winning record. Also over is 3-1-1 Golden Knights last 5. Going over 6, Ramon.
Okay, Mindy, you'll go over in this one. Man, I kind of was thinking under in this one, so I wasn't necessarily too sure. And I don't know, can the Coyotes find a way to hang in here in this one? So Butterscotch says Arizona on that puck line. Orlando says Coyotes team total over.
Oh
That's
my.
good enough for me. I'm going to take the Coyotes on the puck line at least here, plus a goal and a half against those Golden Knights tonight. Maybe just a little bit too high of a price, I would think, to consider taking the Golden Knights on the puck line. As Matt says, Las Vegas has been, pretty mediocre, certainly at home of late right now. I mean, no doubt about that. Overall at home so far, just 8-9. It's not what you're expecting with a team that's 22-11 overall. So,
right.
Hey, Bill Jr.'s here. Good to see him. He's been here before, but don't get too many picks from him. So looks like I'm on with some of the chat here, taking the Coyotes on the puck line. Mindy says go over. So we got a couple plays in hockey. Nashville, Chicago under, Minnesota, Anaheim under. All right, good job from the chat. We're going to talk about a few NFL games. Hope you'll stick along with us. We're over 50 live viewers, but I also want to thank everyone who is watching this replay, watching it on YouTube and whatnot. Don't forget to put your comments in the chat, picks and comments, if you will. Jeffrey Linton says, take the Knights puck line and the over. Okay, Mindy, we're going to cover the main NFL card right now, the early games from New Year or from Christmas. We'll be here. We'll be covering New Year's, but 8 games are coming up for you right now.
Did we miss one, Ramon? New Jersey? Did we miss it?
Oh my goodness! I'm sorry.
I'm looking to see. Iowa.
Yeah, you did. I'm sorry. Scott said it as well. I'm really struggling, man. I've done that 2 times.
And I didn't miss it. Yeah, I didn't mark it off, but I didn't notice that we missed it either.
No, I have it already. I just don't know. Remember, I had the confusion and I screwed up something in there. All right, the Panthers are $1.40. Total 6.5 over 15.
Oh, hell,
now you got to catch up. Okay, well, I can start to cover it then. If
no, I'm okay. I just want to make sure I, have the right play down.
I hope Tony doesn't fire me.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and go on the under here. Devils have only scored, 1 goal in their last 4 combined or so. Devils defense is ranked 4th in goals against here at 81. Under 4-0 in the Devils last 4 overall. I'm gonna take the under.
All right, Mindy, you'll be on the under. Devils and Panthers. I mean, I could see it. I mean, you think about these 2 teams. I mean, New Jersey's been a solid under. They play good defense right now. They're not scoring. You're right. I mean, that winning streak is long gone. They're on a big losing streak right now. Curtis says he wants to take Florida on the puck line here at -1.5.
Goodness, that'd be a good one.
175. Yeah, that is a really good price. And you think about Florida, they've been a little bit trending to an over team here. So, no doubt New Jersey has seen, they started off hot, but right now they're not as hot. Florida. They are 8-4 at home. Yes, New Jersey, a great road team this year, 11-1, but things have evened out of late because of this losing streak. Now just going just basically trying to find a win. So Scott says he likes Florida. I'm also going to take Florida in this one. New Jersey's got to find answers, and I don't think they're necessarily going to find it on the road despite that success. I think they're just coming back down to earth a little bit. Florida, maybe they're getting back to that form that we're expecting from the Panthers this year, considering last year's very successful season. So, all right. Now we can go to the NFL.
Gonna be a crazy day on Saturday.
Yeah, should be good, with not only being Christmas Eve, but the matchups, the weather, I think is the big story here. So, like I said, we've already had a lot of, steam kind of reported. So, uh, before we get rolling, just want to report. I think I have one game for you here to talk about, and that's going to be James Madison taking steam right now in college basketball. JMU is taking some steam today at minus 15 and a half. So JMU taking the steam here today on Wednesday. All right, that's against on the road against Coppin. And man, Madison opened much lower than that, probably around 13 and a half or so. So Madison at Coppin, and Coppin's had their moments. So, all right, Mindy, we'll get rolling here with the NFL and talk about the Giants and the Vikings here in this one. And well. You know what I'm laughing at. I mean,
Of course.
the Vikings, obviously, they're be the butt of all the jokes this week and everything, but there'll still be a crazy game. You see that total, maybe you're laughing at the point spread there, right? 185. I put the money line. I think Minnesota's -4, and the total is currently 48.5.
Again, this is to me just a really strange, matchup, especially with this Vikings team. They had the huge comeback versus the Colts, but the bad news is for them is that they had to have a huge comeback versus the Colts. I think the Giants are going to play tough in this one. They have the sixth best ranked rushing, offense in the NFL. I think they're going to be able to control the ball here a little bit. Giants are 4-0 against the spread in the last four Saturday games, and they're 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 road games. I think I'm going to take the Giants here in this one.
Yeah, it's just a matter of what does it take? I mean to laugh at the Vikings, of course. I mean that they were the ones that posted the comeback, but I mean to fall behind like they did against obviously a weak team. Everyone's been saying about how the Vikings are frauds, right? But they still found a way to get it done somehow in that game. So
right. It's the name of the game, right? Yeah.
But the Giants are, they're the money makers here, right? They're the team that people, want to kind of say are even maybe more fraudulent with their record, right? I mean, they're, a pretty good team too, 8-5-1, but are they really that good? That's what you got to wonder with this Giants team. But to me, the tell-all is always what's your spread record, right? They're a good spread team, 9-4. Minnesota, they've totally lost it against the spread because of the way they're kind of playing, despite their massive record now. And yeah, sure, at the beginning of the season, we're like, oh yeah, let's get on Minnesota now. But now look at them; they've only covered 3 out of their last, 10 games or so, right? So I don't know. I kind of agree with you. Why wouldn't this game just come down to the wire? All the Vikings games seem to do. The Giants did take some widely reported steam earlier in the week, so they're 4-1 against the spread on the road, 7-2 as a dog against the spread. Let's take the Giants here to make this a game. Jones, I think Jones is playing okay, no doubt about it. You're not going up against some, world beater here, despite the Vikings record. Yeah, they found a way. And I like Kevin O'Connell. I still do. I think he's fine. He's a rookie coach. He's making mistakes out there sometimes, but maybe he knows how to relate to these guys. They were able to find something within to, come back and win that game. So, Linton's Jeffrey Linton says that fade them because sometimes when you're at the highs, right? We know football's a game of emotion. Okay, we're on a premium there. Saints and the Browns here, Mindy. We already talked about it because the Sharps have kind of come in and hit the over, but it's still mostly 32. And Browns are a 3-point favorite, but the weather, the big story here: 20 to 30 mile an hour winds, 40 mile an hour gusts, and sometimes it's not the rain or the snow, but it's the wind, the passing, the field goal kicking. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised at how Watson's been, to me, not really able to perform, very well here this season. I know there's a lot of distractions. I don't necessarily want to root for him because of his past endeavors there. But yeah, I'm still all at the same time, I'm really surprised at his lack of playmaking here this season. But I don't think it will matter in this game. Because I think we're going to have to put the ball on the ground, right? I mean, the Browns beat the Ravens by 10 last week, while the Saints defeated the Falcons by 3 with that rookie quarterback in his first start. I think the Browns kind of have more to play for in this game. Again, their advantage is going to be on the ground. They average 149 yards a game. Browns 5-0 in the last 5 Saturday games. I mean, I know that doesn't mean a whole lot, right? But the pick for me is going to be the Browns here.
Well, we're going to be on another one here. That's what look at what a great point here. Great point here by Scotch. That's what I'm thinking too. The Chubb run game. And actually, I think, Mindy, this is finally a chance for Deshaun to feel a little more comfortable after a few games. You're playing one of the weaker teams, I would think, right now in the league. I mean, New Orleans, they're 1-5 against the spread on the road. They're not getting numbers at all. Cleveland actually has been an okay money-making team so far. They need to keep winning so far. Orlando says if they start Brissett, he'll be on. He'll be on it. Look, there's a reason why we talked about it earlier, and I was like, why would you not start Brissett? His numbers are, but the most important number for a quarterback, right, is the wins. And, well, finally Deshaun got that win against Baltimore, yes, with, their backup quarterback as well. So Latifah wants to be on Cleveland here. Matt D says, I think he's suggesting start Taysom Hill. New Orleans maybe should do that. And I always wondered why.
That's what their plan for him was originally, was to be that starting quarterback behind Breeze. I don't know how it ever evolved away from that, I guess.
Yeah, and maybe I don't know if it was, maybe a personal preference or if the perception is, hey, he's still, because, he's a playmaking play. When you get the ball to him, he's just, but
dynamic.
He looks like the guy you want playing, quarterback, right? I mean, he looks like like he'd be one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league that can do things. He throws a good ball. We're just people on a YouTube chat, and you really don't even hear a lot of talk about it from the talking heads about, why didn't they give him the chance, or why, especially considering after the Breeze left. Yeah, Winston came in, but it didn't work out at this point, and I don't know if it ever will. So
no, he turns the ball over too much.
Let's go with Cleveland. Finally a decent spot for Cleveland here. They will move to 7-8 if they can get this win. So I like Cleveland in this one. I wish they were, no, 3 points. That's fine. What are you going to do, right? It's just scary, right, with that total. And, weather conditions, anything can happen, I would certainly think. So Linton says take the money line. Be sure of it. Don't necessarily lay those points. But we'll go ahead and lay the points, right, Mindy? No problem there.
Sure.
All right, we're 2 for 2 right now on our NFL. And don't forget, we also already previewed the Thursday night game on a previous show, so you can go to the YouTube channel. But we had a premium pick there too, as well. So, all right, the Lions and the Panthers. Here come the Lions now. Uh, all of a sudden, here they come. Panthers, though, they're showing a little life. I'm showing the Lions here 2.5. It's kind of juiced up a little bit. Total 43.5.
Yeah, so the Lions beat the Jets, what, 20-17 last week? Panthers lost to the Steelers 16-24. Panthers ranked 24th in scoring and 30th in yards gained here per game. I know that the Lions like to score some points, but I think this one's going to be under this total here. Unders 5-1, the Panthers last 6. Unders 4-0, the Lions last 4. Oh, I don't know, Saturday games that they play once or twice a year. I'm going to go under here in this one.
I'm going to agree with you again, Mindy. I want to agree with you here in Panthers and the Lions. Lions do definitely kind of trend to the over, no doubt about it. But like I said, the Panthers are showing signs of life. Now, look,
Right.
we love what the Lions are doing. They're definitely, for real, that's the wrong term, right? They're semi legit. No one's laughing at Campbell now after
Right.
they went through the
It's nice
tailspin
to see him with a little smile on his face every once in a while.
and it looks like everybody in here wants to go on the Lions, and that's okay. I mean, don't forget. I mean, Carolina, yeah, they did. They played a pretty bad game there at home. They were covering spreads though for several weeks, and now they're coming in as a home dog in the game. But I'm going to take under with you, Mindy. Uh, yeah, I think the Lions offense doesn't necessarily transfer on the road as well as it does at home. So pretty high number here at down to 43.5. We could add a little bit better of a number, but let's take under. Lions and Panthers, we're on some games together in the NFL for sure, where we've done pretty well, actually. Oh, here's the Bengals. Talk about making money. That's what you do. And
That's what you do.
here's the Patriots. How are they going to respond? I'm showing the Bengals are down to 3, juiced up a little bit. There's some 3.5s out there, but there's also 3 juiced up. At least that's how it's going to appear to us on the back end of Tony's picks, I believe. So it's hard to fade these Bengals because, man, they are making money. They are the money maker right now. I would call him Joey Money at this point.
Right. And then they're, going in there to play this Patriots team that they've been putting up about 21 points a game here. Bengals average 26, but recently been scoring around, 5 touchdowns a game, really got a nice running game going here with, P. Ryan and, Mixon. But yeah, I mean, I just take a look at this one and I kind of think it's going to be a high scorer. I think it's going to be a little bit of a shootout. I think the Patriots are going to have to, keep up with this Bengals team. They're not going to have a choice. I think there's going to be a lot of choices to go for things on 4th down and such. Where we're probably not going to look at a lot of field goals here in this game. So to me, it kind of feels like an all or nothing for this Patriots team to keep pace. Over is also 3-0-1. The Bengals last 4 games in week 16 when they got to keep their engines revved here too. I'm going to take the over.
Butterscotch is going to be on Cincinnati here. Look, the line's moving in favor of the Patriots. We saw what happened last week, but they were still competitive in that game. They probably were going to, it might have been a random finish which team was going to win that game anyways. So despite the, in goofy play, the Raiders probably were going to have just as good of a chance as the Patriots to win that game. But Mindy, you talk about Burrow and his success, and we make fun of Mac Jones, but you know what? Starting to produce a little bit more each time out, especially at home a little bit. The Patriots aren't giving up on Mac Jones. Mac Jones, is going nowhere at this point. He fits the system just fine. His receivers are looking pretty good. I'm not going to worry about Jacoby Myers. I mean, he is a pretty good player. There's nothing wrong just because he made a stupid play. Um, you know, I think you're right. I mean, this number, it's going to be some cold weather, no doubt about it. But I want to probably go with you on this one. 21 degrees or so, but they're not expecting. I don't think they're expecting anything too crazy in this one. So I'm going to go over with you, Mindy.
Okay.
We're just going to agree on every game probably at this
Okay.
point. Hey, how about Big Snoop joining us? And thanks for
Yeah.
your comments as well. First time I think we've seen you, but how about Big Snoop joining us for the first time? That's awesome to have you here, part of our team. Big Snoop. Just caught that. Okay, Mindy, and want to just let me see here. I think I've got some information for you. Going to pass along some steam that came in college basketball.
Okay.
McNeese State and Houston under 128.5. That game moved. We've been having such a good time, but just 3 or 4 minutes ago, you might be able to still get on that if you're looking to play McNeese State Houston under 128.5. Also, big news coming in right now on a game that, we're going to cover on tomorrow's show, but right now the Pittsburgh Steelers are moving. In fact, they've taken it up to 2.5. I think it's mostly 2s and 2.5s, but the Steelers have taken some steam. We'll cover that game tomorrow. A college football game is taking some steam here within the last several minutes, but it's Utah State and Memphis in that bowl game, and they're going to go under 61 in the Utah State Memphis game. That was as high, I believe, as 63.5. So that total moving under in that one. Maybe weather related, didn't really check on that as it's just come in, but some other steam there. Okay, move on to this next game here, and it's a pretty interesting one, I'll say, even though the Bills are a big favorite here by 9 points and the total 40.5. We talked about that steam that came in earlier, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears haven't won, many games here lately, but they have been within, 5 points in each of their last 5 games. They score 20 points a game here compared to, we know the Bills outscore them by, an average of 27. I think the Bears can keep this one within a touchdown at home. Bills kind of have everything for the most part, I think, pretty cinched up. All they got to do is win, and they'll get that home field advantage. I'm going to take the Bears.
I'm going to take the Bears too, Mindy. Why not? I mean, Fields continues to amaze. The Bears have been slightly better of late. They're not, they're no world beaters, no doubt about it. The Bills, like you said, they can just get a win here and get out of town. I think that's the case. There will be weather conditions here. That does bring a little bit of randomness, I think, to the game. How about 7 degrees with a 23-mile-an-hour wind expected? I kind of want to get on the over, but I'm concerned here a little bit about that because of those wins. But with Allen and Fields, they can probably move it a little bit. But let's take the Bears, and take them here against the Bills. I was pretty impressed with the way they kept fighting back against the Eagles, Mindy. It's tough, look, but they're playing at home again, even though it's their 3rd straight home game. And the Bills coming into town here, having failed to cover their last, they're 0-2 the last 2 games, and they've been winning the games, but maybe not getting the numbers. Let's take the Bears plus the points.
All right.
Going to be on every game together here, it looks like.
That's okay. Give me lots to root for when we're doing our random wine generator on, Christmas Eve.
Okay, could this be a preview of one of the most important games of the season? It could come down to the final week of the season when the Texans and Titans meet again. Man, these are two big important games for these 2 teams. Right now, the Titans, I'm showing them 4.5, 36.5.
Yeah, I don't really like anything about this game, Ramon, really. The Texans played pretty hard last week, versus this Chiefs team, putting up 24 points. Titans, on the other hand, lost to the Chargers. Kind of like that one. I think it pretty much, I got the money because I played it on the money line. Other than that, I think it was kind of a push there. Chargers won by 3, but they only scored 14. I mean, the Titans are just not scoring any points. I don't know why. I mean, I think they have a good enough team to. To me, they've been probably one of the more disappointing teams here the second half. For me, I'm taking the Texans. I'm going to take the plus 4.5 points here in this one. They are 15-7 in their last 22 meetings with the Titans. I think the Texans are going to keep it close.
Yeah, it's tough, Mindy, because I'm sure Tannehill will. I think look, he came back. I mean, why now? Here's the thing with an injury like he had, it's one of those where it probably hurt a lot worse on Monday than it did when he went back to get it taped up and
You
everything,
mean when
right?
they shoot it up where you can't feel it? Yeah, exactly.
We're past that point now, right? You don't do
Yeah.
that necessarily now. You just, and he should be somewhat recovered. But like I said, when you saw him taking off that cart, uh, his ankle had already blown out. You could see his whole foot was swollen. It looked like to me the way he had the tip of his sock on his toes and didn't want his little toesies to get cold, I guess. So um,
Uh,
nothing his wife couldn't take care of. Okay. Anyways, so
Ramon.
the spread is really, I mean, it's dipped a lot. And I think that, because they might be because of, the question mark of Tannehill playing. So, will it go back up if he's confirmed to play? Maybe it will, but to me, it feels like he is going to play. So, I don't know. You might hang on and wait and see because maybe the spread could go back up and get back to, I don't know if it'll go back to 7 because I think the Texans are actually getting a little bit of respect here, probably because my guy Davis Mills actually had a decent game, right? I mean, if anything, maybe was one of his better, maybe was his best performances. So total has dropped a lot. Probably, there's going to be cold weather again, and because Tannehill, might not be in there, but just 15 degrees, 11-mile-an-hour winds, not terrible here. So maybe it's a little bit of a too much of an adjustment here. I'm going to take the over in this game actually at 36.5 in this one. Mindy's on the Texans. I'm going to be on the over. My guy Davis Mills.
Yeah, what a weird game.
No, like
It's
I
one of
said,
those, like, I just want to, yeah, I mean, ultimately, I would, probably like to pass as well. Just, just see how this one plays out. It's going to be really interesting to see, especially in this cold weather. Should be a good one.
yeah. Well, and again, we'll be interested to see what you say when it comes down to them, playing the final game of the season. Obviously, it's going to be kind of an important game at that point for Tennessee in that last game, and we'll see what it means. Houston, obviously, whatever, as bad of a season as it's been for them, they're missing guys too. I mean, Pierce is out now and everything, but man, they just a hard trying team. Yeah, I feel
Well,
bad
it's
for
just
them.
one of those, like, to me, like that Titans, their body language seems to all be a little bit, down to a little bit blah. So I don't know what it's going to
Yeah.
take to get
Well,
this Titans team to kind of get revved up again, and maybe, like you said, maybe Henry getting off a couple nice runs might do something like that, because we haven't seen him, have any of those, 99-yard rushing touchdowns. Nothing too exciting this season.
a losing streak will do that, and as much as Vrabel, I've sung his praises here, but all of a sudden, you don't look as good. You don't look like the same coach when your team's on a little bit of a losing streak. So, all right, they want to talk about it, Mindy. It's your team, so but we know, you've been right on when it comes to talking about going against Kansas City when you have to, and I guess I don't know. It's been more often than not. I think that you've done so. You've been right on them. Um, what can you say? They get it done, and sometimes they don't get the money. And here they're going to have to lay 10 points against a team that doing pretty well against the spread.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good one. Again, it's going to be really, really cold, but I've been to this cold Chiefs Seahawks, game before. It doesn't really tend to hinder the Seahawks, team here too much. I don't know if it's a little bit, different, this time around, but for me, I'm not really going to probably take a look at the side here. I'm going to look at the total. Both these defenses here been pretty leaky, giving up a lot of points. I know it's going to be cold. Might not be too much for maybe the passing game, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at a lot of rushing touchdowns here. I think in this game, the over is 5-1. The Seahawks last 6 road games, over 5-1, and the Chiefs last 6 games in December as well. Chiefs got to, keep it rolling. And it's one of those that they might have to, maybe come from behind a couple times in this game. That's just kind of how this game usually kind of, plays out. I'm going to go over the total 49, even in a cold, windy, yucky day.
Yeah, and like I said, it did move down, and then all of a sudden the steam came in, and it's a big number, no doubt about it. But I think it's big for a reason. Seattle, I mean, they're just playing a bunch of overs, anyways. They're massive. Seems like over team right now. Chiefs will probably be able to produce against their bad defense, and Seattle, they tend to score some points too. And the Chiefs, like every time, Mindy, they get out to those leads, they just kind of give it up a little bit, let teams in the back door, and even give teams a chance to win
Right.
late. They've kind of come through a little bit with, end up winning the game. But Braun's got a comment that Kansas City's going to give it to him this time, especially at home. So, but man, double digits. Scott says after last week, Seattle's going to fix what went wrong. I don't necessarily fade the Seahawks coaching staff. Still, we can make fun a little bit of Pete Carroll, but seems like they still tend to get it done. And Latifa says the back door, the basement door, the side door. They might get one of these doors. Let's go over, though, Mindy. 49 right. In this one. Another agreement, if you will. Definitely think that there's going to be some points scored here. Kansas City will find a way to give some up. They won't necessarily, lose this one, I don't think. But they're getting pretty cozy now, having that division title. We know what happens, right? When you have it kind of, you still want to, secure your position, win a few more games. But who was it in the chat to speak up? I'm sorry that I forgot, but someone told me last week on a game I got wrong, just follow the script. I liked what he said about that. I'm trying to think who that was. Okay. Falcons here and the Ravens. Mindy, I don't know what to say. This was another one I think you're probably going to say you don't like or you don't. But listen, Mindy, the Ravens, they haven't covered a home game since November. Not last month. I'm talking about November of last year. They don't cover numbers at home. So, look, they're a pretty big favorite here. Yeah, we got the Falcons and, their quarterback, their rookie quarterback out there. So, what do you think is going to happen here? Ritter against, and don't look now. It's kind of, maybe the line is indicative that Lamar Jackson is going to play. Now, maybe they'd still be seven and a half. Yeah, maybe they'd still be 7.5. But maybe starting to hear some, scuttlebutt a little bit that maybe it's time for Lamar to get back into the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's still crazy to me that even with like Hundley and such, still be able to, not produce any sort of offense at all. And the Falcons with, I mean, they didn't look that great. I thought maybe, with the change, it might be a little bit of good that came out of it, but I didn't see a whole lot. I mean, they pretty much went and just relied on the run game there. The Falcons did. So I mean, I think that's what it's going to come down to again. Like unless Lamar's playing, like so, my handicap right now is based off of him not playing. Just that the Ravens can maybe muster a little bit here. Maybe it comes down to a lot of Justin Tucker in this one. It could come down to a lot of Koo in this one. I think it's going to go still under the total here. They're both just struggling offensively. It's also 5-1 the Falcons last 6 overall, 5-0 the last 5 Ravens home games here. I'm going to go under that 37.
I'm going to agree with you, Mindy, and we'll probably end up getting 36.5 when we get back there to the back end, but that's okay. I'm still willing to take it. Jackson didn't practice on Tuesday, but be real interested to see what happens today with the news that comes out there. The fact that they have started to mention the fact that he's considering the return to practice has me thinking that he could possibly play in this game. Otherwise, I would think they wouldn't be talking about it. That's all that I'm basing it on, and I don't think there's been a lot of talk other than some of the beat writers, mentioning he did not practice. I get that. If you don't practice on Tuesday, maybe you're not going to play. But why was it even mentioned? Because I thought the talk going into the week was that he was not going to play at all, and then the fact that they would say, "Oh, he didn't practice on Tuesday." So to me, that says.
But he's a guy that could play without practice too, So I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they surprised us all at the same time,
Right, and a knee injury can be, could wear the brace, things like that. So go ahead and take the under, Minnie. We got a lot of action together this week. I hope we continue our roll because basically we just went on 7 of these. Or did we go on every game? Every game except one.
I think we missed one, yeah.
Okay, so we have an agreement on every game except one this week so far. But we'll get into those games tomorrow, you guys, with the Cowboys. Jeffrey says he's ready. I think he's ready to talk about it right now. And boy, I think we all
come back tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we all are. That's going to make Christmas Eve afternoon kind of fun. And then, of course, the night game. We talked about it earlier, and sure a lot of you know, and if you haven't, if you just joined us in the show and you didn't watch the news, but just mention one more time the passing today of Franco Harris as we get ready for the big the tragic irony of his sudden death on the they talk about
Eve. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's basically 2 days to 50 years. In 2 days, 50 years. This game was not planned necessarily as because the Raiders were going to play the Steelers no matter what this year because of the way the schedule fell. But probably when they schedule makers saw that these two teams would match up, start making the schedule, or they talk about saying, look, let's put this game on, a night game close as we can to the date. It just happens to be the day after the 50th anniversary of one of the most famous plays in football history. The protagonist of that play, Franco Harris. Harris is running for a touchdown for Pittsburgh. You heard the call a million times as he picked up that deflected pass and ran it into the end zone. So, and not only that, they were going to retire his uniform. Many of the Steelers don't even retire uniforms. They take them out of circulation. Only 2 players. They think of all the Steeler greats, especially those teams from the 70s, but only Ernie Stautner and Mean Joe Green were the only 2 Steelers to have their numbers retired. You think of all the, Steeler greats from, Jack Lambert and Mike Webster, Mel Blount, Lynn Swan, John Stallworth,
Right.
even some of the more modern day Steelers, right? Ben Roethlisberger, Terry Bradshaw, don't forget back. Troy Polamalu, Woodson, all these guys, just legends that they wouldn't have. They'd have to start having guys into the hundreds. So I get it. The NFL actually discourages retiring jersey numbers. They say make a ring of honor.
Right.
So, um, but that's just going to make it. I don't want to even say a special night because it's just so tragic that it's happened. It's going to make it a tremendously sad night because we're those fans, all you Steeler fans, if you're watching, much love, but everybody's be thinking about that, and
Right.
there's not going to be enough time to process really because it's happened and he was such a beloved figure. So, like I said, I mean, just having been on the radio show yesterday, probably not
I
promoting, but I
know.
mean, they brought him on national radio shows because, and I'm going to go try to find that conversation and listen to it because, man, just so wild that, he was going to be the guy honored and all that. And just terrible. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Don't forget to go
For
over to
sure.
picks.com where you'll find our premium picks. There's our records from yesterday. I'm not up there with my 2-2, but great performance by everybody, including you guys. Team Steam 7-3 yesterday, and we're on a winning streak. I think right now, Mindy, this
That's
week,
right.
or at least a very good record this week over there. I bet if we switch that to the 7-day,
Oh
even
yeah.
with we've got to be up there on the 7-day too. Let's just
I think you can just scroll up right there and click the week,
yep.
right? There we are.
33 and 28. Well, that means we had we did, yeah, we had a Saturday. We had a crummy. It was a Saturday. One of those 2 days. I know we had a crummy day.
Right.
But also shout out to Nick and shout out to you. Also up 444 units for the week. All right, we got to get out of here. Long show. Thanks a lot. Catch you tomorrow. More morning steam. Thanks everybody. Love all you guys for coming in here, hanging out with us, making the plays and everything. So we'll see you tomorrow. We got more team steam, more
More.
plays, and we'll be back. We're gonna take we'll take the holiday off. We won't be back until Monday after tomorrow's show. So we'll preview some more games, but we'll miss you. All right. All right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot for Mindy Hahn. I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.